Well, hello there, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're safe and well. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my journey to find the perfect HFT practice target. So, let's roll the title, shall we? So I've done a few videos in the past where I've talked about different targets that I've tried, and I've always been on the search for what I consider would be the perfect HFT practice target for me. So before we go on, let's do a quick recap, pop out to the shed and have a look at what we've tried so far. So here we are back in the shed just to do a quick review over the targets that I've tried to use for HFT practice thus far. Obviously, the ideal is to use the actual targets that are used on a course. The problem that you got with these is that they're a single size kill zone, so you need one for every size you want to practice with, and then you're going to end up with multiple targets, all requiring your string to pull them back up. Plus the fact because you've got to pull them on the string, they've got to be secured. So for a garden situation or for a quick practice, not ideal situation. Variation on that then is the same thing, but with these variable target holes in the back so that you can change the size of the kill. But again, you can only shoot each target at one kill size at a time, and you've got to have the spring for them. So if you want to shoot different size kill zones in the same practice session, you need multiple targets, and therefore you got multiple strings. So you may remember I tried this biathlon target. It's not, yeah, make sure it comes out, it's in the right exposure. So you know, this works great. You've got multiple targets. The only problem you got is that you know, they're not standard sizes, they're all weird sizes. You still got the string to reload them and everything, but it's, you know, it's not ideal. There must be better options than this. So let's talk about the resettable ones then, the pellet resettable ones that go on the spike. I've mentioned in another video that I modified these. One of the things that I don't like about these targets is that you've got a dirty great big paddle on the bottom to reset them. That's no relation to the kill zone that you're practicing with, so you're basically wasting a pellet. So what I did is I used one of the sort of adjustable plates in there on a flattened out bracket, so that I've got two kill zones of the same size for resetting, which works fine. Problem is with these, they're not that reliable. Sometimes when you hit the paddle, it doesn't reset. And I find unless I put like a light background behind them, sometimes it can be very hard to see whether you've actually knocked the paddle down or not, because you'll just see a black kill zone. You knock the paddle down, it's still a black kill zone. I've tried putting a bit of white card behind, that helps. I've tried spraying the paddles the same colour as the face plates, see if you can see them. So swings and roundabouts with this one. I mean, they're handy to have in my backstop just for the odd practice, but certainly not the perfect practice target. So that's what I've been using for practice up until now then. So let's go back inside and talk about something new. So down on the plinking range at Springfield Airgun Club then, they've got a couple of these targets. Now this is the reverse side, so you can see how it works. Obviously from the front you've just got rows of holes, kill zones. On the top row the target appears above the target, but this is the row that I'm interested in here, where you have two rows of holes, one at the top, one at the bottom. Basically you hit the paddle and the paddle flicks up and then covers the top hole, and then you shoot the top hole and the paddle flops down and then covers the bottom hole. So you're constantly resetting the target. So I thought if I could have something like this, with instead of a row of holes of the same size, but with rows of holes of all of the normal sized kill zones on an HFT course, in a portable format, that would be ideal. The problem is, you know, where do I get one from? Now, I've got some steel in the workshop. I can weld up the paddles and make the paddles easy enough, but what was going to be difficult for me was actually drilling the correct size holes, you know, pairs of the correct size holes in a like 3mm steel plate. So I thought, oh, I'll go online and see if I can find anything that replicates this at all. So searching around for what was available commercially then, the nearest thing that I came across was this target that's produced by the Airgun target company, which they call their Know Your Limits target. And this basically works in the same way as the previous target I showed you. The only difference is there's no faceplate. So you hit one of these paddles and it shoots up to top and sits above the bar, and then you can hit it again to reset it and knock it back down. So with a little bit of modification, I thought that this might be my solution. So when I visited the British Shooting Show at the NEC in Birmingham in February this year, 2024, I noticed that the Airgun target company had a stand. So I approached the two guys on the stand to have a chat, and I pitched them my idea. And they seemed to get what I was on about, and thought that it might be interesting to have a go at making something like that. So they asked me to send them an email with the sizes of the kill zones that I was looking at after the event, and then they'd see what they could do. So I sent them an email with this little sketch attachment, and what I decided was to, as well as including, you know, the standard HFT kill sizes of 15mm, 20mm, 25mm and 35mm, I thought I might as well include 40mm, because then that would make the target useful for any field target shooters as well. Because they're obviously they're longer range targets, they tend to be 40mm. But that gave me then 5 kill zones, and you know, you can't have an odd number of kill zones on the faceplate. So I thought, well, I'll add a 10mm kill zone at the end, just as a sort of a challenging addition, if you like. And so I just sent them this simple sketch with the 2 rows of kill zones and the relevant sizes. I mean, I understand these, you know, production processes and product development, and that doesn't happen overnight. So I didn't expect things to happen sort of straight away. But time went on, didn't hear anything, and you know, you sort of get that niggling feeling eventually, where you think, well, I haven't heard anything. Perhaps, you know, perhaps my email ended up in a filter bin or something, or was you know, marked up as spam, so they never ever got my email. So around about sort of end of April, I thought, oh, just for peace of mind, I'll just check. Got in touch with them and said, sorry, you know, I hadn't heard from you. If, you know, did you receive my email? If you did and you'd sort of change your mind, fine. But just, you know, just wanted to check just to make sure that you know, you didn't think that I was ignoring you after the effect, and that I hadn't sent you an email. Anyway, I got a reply and said that yeah, that they were you know, things were moving on with it, and they were waiting for the first prototype, and they would get back to me. And then in mid-May, I got they sent me another email and with a photograph saying they'd taken the prototype to the National Shooting Show at Harrogate, and it got quite a good response, which I thought, well, that's good, because obviously, you know, it's not just me that's you know, looking for something like this. People can see the sort of potential and the value in it. So I was quite pleased. And so then, you know, it was a case of waiting until, you know, they'd sorted out the prototypes. They did say needed to make a sort of a bit more modification on the spacings to get it to work better. So back in July, I'm on YouTube then, just checking out recommended videos, and lo and behold, one of the videos that comes up recommended for me to watch, it's a review of the new HFT practice target. You couldn't make it up, could you? From guy who runs the Norfolk Airguns channel. just a quick shout out to him. If you haven't checked out his channel, Norfolk Airguns, do a search on YouTube and pop over there and subscribe to his channel. He puts a lot of videos up and you know, some quite interesting stuff. So check him out. Shout out to him. As you can imagine, I'm also a little bit deflated. So so I went to the website to see that the target was up for sale. So I thought, right, okay, I'm finally going to get the target that I want. So so I took my credit card out, went on the site, and I paid for my target, and then I waited, and took about. I mean, I can only assume that they were out of stock when I ordered the target, because I did seem to wait quite a while. There was no email to tell me that there'd be a delay or anything. But anyway, 3 weeks later, the package arrived by courier, and I finally got my target. So let's take a look at it, shall we? So here it is then. It arrives as a flat pack. So you've got 4 main pieces. You've got the spacer bar, you've got 2 legs, and you've got, oh, it's quite heavy, you've got the main faceplate. And then you get a bag of bits, which is basically all the target paddles, the hinges, and there are some magnets there to explain. Now, just turned up like this. There's no assembly instructions, so but it's not rocket science to put it together. But if you have a problem putting together an IKEA bookshelf, I'll show you quickly how it goes. So what we do then is if it all slots together. So we slot our legs in on the face plate. Oh, got that one shot out. It actually fits together. You know, it's not exactly tight, but it's not loose. It's just quite nice tolerances actually. I assume that all this steel has been sort of like CNC cut. So there we are. We put the spacer bar behind the targets, and then what you do is you take you've got your little hinge pieces, and you put them on the top of your paddle, and then you basically just simply slide your hinges over the slots, like so. So then you've got the paddle that moves. So you shoot the paddle at the bottom, it flops up to the top, and then you get to shoot it down to the bottom. So basically you shoot it and reset it. Now, one thing that I do like, that if I turn it around, one thing that I do like that they've incorporated is you've got this little extra bit that sits to the top. So if you're not sure where your paddle is, if you can see that bit sticking out the top, then you know you've hit it and it's at the top. Also, that's an extra target there, I guess. So if you want to use it and just sort of like try shooting these little tiny bits at the top, you can as well. So there you can see then I've got my 10mm hole, 15mm, 20, 25mm, 35mm and 40mm. So all the kill zones plus a sort of a practice challenge that you'd need to practice to shoot HFT and FT. Also, I mentioned about magnets. They've provided some magnets in here. Now, I wouldn't have known really what they were for or where they went if I hadn't have watched Norfolk Airguns do his review, because obviously they told him what to do with these magnets. And it sounds like you fit those in the gaps there, and then when this flips up, it stops the paddle from bouncing back and falling down. Okay, and he suggested that he was told to, you know, you might want to glue them. So I'll see how I go without gluing them. If they do sort of start to pull away or not work properly, then I guess I'll get the hot glue gun out and just stick those on. So as you can see, folds up is pretty quick and easy to put together. You know, I think what I'll probably do is I'll get my MIG welder out and just do a couple of little spot welds on the legs just to sort of hold it all together, so I can move it around. So that that is, you know, what the HFT practice target from my design, and you know, I'm quite pleased with that, how it's turned out actually, but it is missing something. The one thing it's missing though is the HFT shooter sticker. So we're going to stick that on. Just quickly stick it in the middle there. There are we. So there we go then. My concept come to fruition finally. The HFT shooter, HFT practice target. Let's see how it shoots, shall we? Okay, so we got the target out on the garden range at 35 yards. I'm shooting at it with the with my BRK Ghost with a new NV500 day scope mounted on the top, so videoing through the scope, using air arm fields in a magazine for a change rather than a single shot loader. So we'll have a go and see how we get on. Now that didn't reset, but you can clearly see there that I hit it, so that's not a great issue. Let's try that 10mm. That missed that. Let's give it another go. One more try at the 10mm. Nope, doesn't like that at 35 yards. Let's go back along. Missed the 15 again there. Might be the wind coming into play. Yeah, need to give it a bit of wind. Wind's blowing from left to right. Oh, not enough. There you go. Shouldn't have to worry about this one. That's that set. And we're out. So there you can see, works okay. Some of the targets didn't stay up, but it's pretty obvious that you've hit them when they swing back down again. So it's not too much of a worry. You can just go and shoot them again along the bottom there, and then we can reset them from the top. So let's just have a reload and then I'll reset them from the top. So back again, ready to reset then. Let's see if we can hit that little tab at the top there and reset it that way. Oh, wind's blowing quite a way off, but at least we can see where the wind's taking it now. Oh, wind didn't take that one at all. Oh, close. There we go. And come back for the 15mm. Oh. It's difficult to see through there where the pellets are hitting the plate, so I can't make an allowance for the wind. Yeah, might have a problem with that one. Let's try the tab at the top. Yeah, got the tab at the top. So, as you can see, target works okay. Let's see if we can get that 10 now. Yeah, got the 10. Go back for the 15. No, a little bit high on that one. Yeah, there we are, got it that time. Split it anyway. Let's try it again. Yeah, no problem. So, yeah, I can see I'm going to have some good fun with this one, with this target. As I use up the rest of me ammo. Oh, we're out anyway. So, there you go. That's the HFT practice target on the range. Before we wrap it up then, just want to show you this. This is another target that I've got hold of. And I didn't know anything about this until I saw it on Norfolk Airgun's channel. Nice little target. It's got this little spinner thing on the back. Comes in two parts. You have the base and a couple of bolts, and it bolts onto the faceplate. I've sprayed this, but it comes all black with a white spinner, and you can see I've sprayed the spinner black, and I've sprayed the faceplate yellow. Comes in all the different sizes. You can order it in with whatever kill size you want. This is the 35mm. I just thought this would be ideal for practicing positionals, which is what I got it for. And the way it works is, you know, if you hit the paddle, it spins, and you can see the spinner on the outside spinning, so that you know you've had a clean hit. These are by a company called Great Fun. That's GR figure 8 Fun. I'll put the link in the description. But worth a look, and as I say, I'm using this for practicing the positionals, standing and kneeling shots, because I just thought it's you know, handy target for that, 25 to 35 yards. So just thought I'd show you that anyway before we wrap up. So we're going to end this one in the shed then, just for a change. Blowing a hoolie outside. Hopefully the dead cat, or whatever they call it, that goes on the mic is masking up the wind. So hope you found that interesting. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.